Asterisk, asterisk. Your history does not define your destiny. Asterisk, asterisk. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred pause Black women have been waiting for. I'm LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I had the profound honor of sitting down with Alsueka Brown, a woman whose life is a living testament to the truth that your history does not define your destiny. Alsueka is making the world a better place by showing us that faith and purpose can carry us through unimaginable grief, that growth is painful but sacred, and that we can still love, raise our children, build, and show up in the world even while crying behind closed doors. Her story is not just inspiring, it's necessary. And what she shared with me, I'm about to share with you. So let's talk about something we don't say out loud enough. Your past, no matter how deep the pain runs, being abandoned, abused, overlooked, your truth is bigger than your race, your background, or what was done to you. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. And Alsueka Brown lives that truth every single day. You know what's wild? We live in a world that loves to box us in. It loves to tell us who we are based on where we came from, what we survived, or what we look like. And for Black women, especially, those boxes feel airtight sometimes. We're told we're too much or not enough, too loud or too quiet, too strong to need help, or too broken to be trusted with our own dreams. And somewhere in all that noise, we start believing the lie that our history is our destiny. But here's the thing, it's not. Let me tell you about someone who proved that in the most powerful way. Madam C.J. Walker, born Sarah Breedlove in 1867 to parents who had been enslaved, orphaned at 7, married at 14 to escape abuse from a brother in law. She lived through the brutal racism of the Jim Crow era with limited economic opportunities for Black women. And on top of all that, she suffered severe scalp ailments and hair loss, impacting both her health and her sense of self. Now, if anyone had a reason to believe their history defined their destiny, it was her. But she didn't accept that script. She started experimenting with hair care and scalp treatments, turning her personal pain into a research journey. She developed products specifically for Black women at a time when the market ignored their needs. She built the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company, created the Walker System, and trained thousands of agents, mostly Black women, to sell products and build independent incomes. She didn't just build a business, she built a movement. She organized a national sales network, opened beauty schools, blending entrepreneurship with community uplift. She used her platform and wealth to support education and fight lynching, aligning business success with a deeper sense of purpose and justice. She became one of the first African American female millionaires. She trained more than 75,000 sales agents and beauty culturists, turning customers into business partners and leaders. She built schools, funded scholarships, and contributed to anti lynching campaigns, using her wealth for social impact. Madam C.J. Walker redefined what was possible for Black women in business and leadership during an era of segregation and intense discrimination. She created a model of turning personal pain and marginalization into a platform for community empowerment. Her life shows that trauma and hardship can be raw material for purpose, not a life sentence. And that's exactly what Alsueka Brown shared with me. She said, your history does not define your destiny. No matter how deep the pain runs, being abandoned, abused, or overlooked, your truth is bigger than your race, your background, or what was done to you. Your past is a chapter, not the whole book. Now let's talk about faith, because faith isn't just a Sunday morning thing. It's the thing that keeps you breathing when grief tries to suffocate you. It's the thing that whispers, keep going, when everything in you wants to quit. And Alsueka knows this intimately. She's lost her great grandmother, her mother, her son to murder, and her father to COVID-19. And yet she's still here, still building, still believing, still trusting that the Creator has a purpose for her life. Let me introduce you to Elaine Adams. Elaine is a Black woman entrepreneur and founder of Priscilla's Cakes LLC. She built her baking business while working full time. Her journey was profoundly shaped by faith and tested by multiple tragedies, including the death of her teenage son. She managed her cake business as a side hustle while holding a full time job, balancing financial and time pressures. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, forcing her to confront mortality and major health challenges. She relied on her teenage son, Reginald, as her right hand in the business. He was central to both her family and her work. And then, a few months after his high school graduation, her son was killed. The grief was devastating. For a time, the pain threatened to shut everything down. But Elaine leaned on faith and purpose, choosing to continue baking even when grief made it nearly impossible. She framed baking as therapy, using creativity and service to process pain rather than collapse under it. She sought out resources and support through organizations like Operation Hope and Urban Impact Birmingham. She secured a $17,500 loan to build out a storefront, taking her business from home based production to a physical location, despite emotional and financial obstacles. Elaine kept Priscilla's Cakes LLC alive and growing, turning a grief stricken period into a chapter of expansion. She started building her own storefront, creating a more stable business foundation and greater visibility. She transformed her son's memory into motivation, continuing the dream they started together as a way to honor him. Elaine's story offers a powerful example to Black professionals and entrepreneurs of how faith and purpose can coexist with deep grief, not erase it. It shows that continuing to build, getting funding, opening a store, serving customers can be both an economic step and a spiritual, emotional one. And that's what Alsueka told me. Faith and purpose can carry you through unimaginable grief, from childhood trauma to losing a great grandmother, a mother, a son to murder, and a father to COVID-19. Putting the Creator first, praying and trusting that there is a purpose for your life can keep you alive and moving when you want to give up. Now, here's the part that might sting a little. Growth is painful, it's uncomfortable, it's messy. It requires you to confront the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. It asks you to let go of the cape, the mask, the role you've been playing. And for Black women who've spent years in survival mode, that feels impossible because survival mode is what kept us safe. It's what got us through. But here's the truth: what got you through is not what will set you free. Let me tell you about Yana Williams and Dawn Kelly. Fast Company profiled 21 Black women who bounced back and are thriving after being pushed out of the workplace. Yana had built a multi-million dollar company to support Black girls, only to face economic shifts and sponsor changes that forced her to close it. She questioned whether she should abandon her purpose after losing a business that was deeply tied to her mission. But she chose not to walk away from her calling to serve Black girls and women. She built the group chat, a membership community that helps Black women founders grow through community, culture, and capital, turning her setback into a new, more aligned platform. Dawn Kelly, after nearly 16 years at a major insurance company, arrived at work ready for a business trip and discovered her position had been eliminated, an abrupt, disorienting loss of status, security, and identity. She faced the emotional and financial shock of being suddenly pushed out, as many Black professionals experience. But Dawn took business classes and joined small business programs to rebuild her career on her own terms. She launched the Nourish Spot with her daughter, creating a wellness bar focused on healthy food and community care. She expanded the business to concessions at major venues like Kennedy Airport and the US Open, transforming one job loss into a multi location enterprise. Yana converted the pain of closing a multi-million dollar venture into a new space where Black women founders get support and resources, amplifying their voices and resilience. Dawn turned a forced exit into an opportunity to co create a thriving, family based business that now serves diverse communities and stands as a visual symbol of Black women's leadership and wellness. Both women represent what happens when Black professionals are pushed out despite having done everything right, getting education, experience, and checking every box. When their paths collapsed, they felt confusion, wondering if purpose and calling had abandoned them. Instead of accepting defeat, they listened to the deeper truth of who they are and rebuilt in ways that honored their communities and families. These stories demonstrate to Black professionals and entrepreneurs that being laid off, losing sponsors, or watching a business crumble is not the end. It can be a doorway to a more aligned mission. They embody the message that background and circumstances, being sidelined, talked about, or discarded, are not the final truth. The deeper truth lies in the purpose that keeps calling us to build, serve, and transform pain into platforms. Their journeys show that growth often comes through painful transitions, but that we can still choose to rise, create, and not take the next chapter of life for granted. And that's what Alsueka shared with me in our conversation. Never give up on yourself. Growth is painful, but it's sacred. Life was never promised to be easy, it was designed to grow us. You are living proof that we can still love, raise our children, build, and show up in the world, even while crying behind closed doors. The call is to keep going, keep learning, and refuse to take life for granted. So, what do we do with all of this? What does it mean for you sitting here, listening, maybe crying a little, maybe nodding your head because you see yourself in these stories? Here's what Alsueka wants you to do: tell the truth about your pain and still move forward in purpose. Instead of hiding behind race, titles, or curated images, name your abandonment, abuse, grief, and confusion, and then choose not to let those experiences be the final word over your life. Put the Creator first in practical, daily ways. Start praying about your decisions, asking, what does the Creator want for me? Before chasing what you think you want, whether that's relationships, business moves, or personal goals. Refuse to give up on yourself, even when you feel broken. Stay, keep breathing, keep learning, get help, and keep building. Whether that means reading to learn how to parent, seeking therapy, starting a business, or joining a supportive community. Stop taking life for granted. Treat each day as an opportunity to love harder, to speak kinder, to show up more fully, and to use your gifts while you still can. Because here's the thing: your soft girl era isn't about being weak. It's about being whole. It's about releasing the cape, redefining strength, embracing softness, healing in real time, protecting peace as a practice, and turning purpose beyond pain into something sacred. Alsueka Brown is living proof that you can survive abandonment, abuse, grief, and loss and still build a life of purpose, faith, and impact. She's living proof that your history does not define your destiny, that faith and purpose can carry you through unimaginable grief. That growth is painful but sacred. So I'm asking you today, right now, in this very moment, what truth are you ready to tell? What pain are you ready to name? What cape are you finally ready to release? Because the world doesn't need another version of you pretending to be fine. The world needs the real you, the soft you, the healing you, the you who cries in the closet and still shows up, the you who prays through the pain and still builds, the you who refuses to let history write the ending, just like Madame C.J. Walker, who turned hair loss into an empire, just like Elaine Adams, who turned grief into a storefront, just like Yana Williams and Dawn Kelly, who turned rejection into reinvention, just like Alsueka Brown, who turned trauma into testimony. You have everything you need to turn your pain into purpose, your grief into growth, and your history into a testimony that sets someone else free. So here's my challenge to you. Walk out of here today and do one thing differently. Tell one truth you've been hiding. Set one boundary you've been avoiding. Pray one prayer you've been postponing. Take one step toward the life you've been delaying, because your story isn't over. It's just beginning. And the world is waiting for the version of you that's no longer defined by what happened to you, but by what you're choosing to do with it. So keep going, keep praying, keep building, keep loving, keep showing up. Because your soft girl era, your sacred pause, your moment to exhale and reclaim your joy, your rest, your freedom, it starts right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, right now.